What's up, fam? Modern Day Caveman here again. God, I don't know if you can tell or not. I was kind of asked about it. My tooth is bothering me. So, do you remember me going to the dentist and having to find a dentist? I don't know. I'm almost positive I remember talking to you about me having to go find a dentist. Well, I went and found a dentist. This was a couple weeks ago. Actually, about a month ago. And they took me in and they filled my tooth. And I was like, okay, that was all right. It wasn't bad, you know. It was kind of fast. He did it really fast. But I was like, okay. So he told me that he said you should have a little sensitivity, but it shouldn't be sore, right? It shouldn't be painful. So, like I said, this was about 2 weeks ago. And man, it was sensitive, but I was expecting that because I couldn't hardly bite on that side. I kept food away from it, and as the time went by, I could eat soft foods over there on that side. So I was like, cool. Well, not last night, but the night before last, I woke up in the middle of the night. My mouth was throbbing. Like this whole side of my head was throbbing. And I was like, what the heck? And it hurt to even touch it with my cheek. Like my whole tooth was crazy. And I was like, okay, maybe it's just healing or something. So I waited, and then all day, I was just miserable. The whole day yesterday, I was miserable. And I really didn't let anybody know. I got a real high threshold for pain, but yesterday was like, my goodness. And so when lunch came around, I tried to eat, and I couldn't even touch this side of my mouth with food, let alone chew on it. So I had to sit at the table, and I was sitting like this trying to chew. And everybody's looking at me like, what the heck's wrong with Ramon? So I was like, man, I can't do this. Like, I tried, and then dinner was coming up. So I was like, my God, I can't do this. I was like, ugh. I said, I got to call the dentist. Like, I got to call it because I wanted to go to the hospital. That's how bad it was. I was like, this is bad. But I remember that the dentist office had an emergency thing. And so I called the emergency number, and she's like, "Oh, everybody," because I called at like 1:45 is when I called. Called at 1:45, and she said, the lady answered the phone and said that she couldn't book an appointment because everybody was out to lunch. They didn't come back till 2, so I had to call back at 2. So I was like, oh my God, it's only 15 minutes. Like, you can't just tell them, like, I was starting to hurt to talk. So I said I'd call back at 2. So I waited a half hour to make sure that somebody was in the office, and I called back, and I told them what was going on, and they brought me right in. Like, they was like, hey, we got an appointment at 4:30. You know, we can squeeze me in at 4:30, and could I make it? And I was like, absolutely. So I left work at 4, like, cause the place is right up the street. So I left work and got there at 4:30, and saw that. Oh, hey, Jessica, what's up, girl? I forgot. Hey, so Jessica is the one that pointed me to the church, Rush City, and she's like the dental assistant, man. So I said I was gonna give you a shout out. Peace. Yeah, but anyways, Jessica comes and gets me, and she was like, "Come on, Mom." And I go back there and I tell her what's going on, and she looks at the tooth and she's like, "Ooh, wow." And I'm like, "What?" And she was like, "Nope, I'm not gonna say anything." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "No, I'm just gonna let the doc see it." And I'm like, "But what do you see?" You know, and she asked me a couple questions. She asked me about sensitivity, and I was like, "Yeah, it's it's sensitive and it kind of hurts." But like he said that at the beginning it was sensitive, and it was still sore a little bit, but once this, like, it never stopped being sensitive, because he told me you're going to have a little sensitivity for a couple days, but it should not be painful. But I said, okay. So she was like, nah, I'm just gonna. She was like, I don't know. You might need a root canal or something. And I was like, what? And she was like, but I'm not gonna make. She's like, I'm not. I'm just gonna let the doc look at the X-ray because she had to X-ray it. So once she X-rayed it, she looked. She was like, and I'm like, what? She won't tell me. Like it's like, so she's like, I'm just gonna let the doc do it. So the doc comes in. He looks at the X-rays and he's like, oh yeah. He was like, yeah, we knew that was kind of deep when we started. He's like, you're going to either need a root canal or we're going to have to take the tooth out. And I was like, dude, I don't want to lose a tooth. You know what I'm saying? He says, well, we're going to have to schedule an X-ray. I mean, a root canal. So I'm like, man, and, you fear like you fear a root canal. So I'm like, I got to ask questions because I don't know. I was like, what's a root canal? You know, I hear people talk about it, but I never knew exactly what it was. And so they told me they're going to go in and clean out all the nerves and stuff in there, take it all out, and just, basically put a cap on the tooth, and it'll be a root canal. And I was like, oh, okay. It's a simple process. And Jessica, she reassured me that it was a simple, easy process. It's not bad, and it'll save the tooth. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. We got to get that done. But what about this pain? Like, dude, you got he said, I know. He said, I'm gonna give you some prescription strength ibuprofen because you need you need ibuprofen because it's for the teeth and bones. And he said, it'll take some of the swelling down, and I'm gonna put you on a strong antibiotic because it's infected. And I'm like, oh God, okay. Like, I want him to fix it now. Like, I want this tooth out. I need, like, this was driving me crazy. So they give me a prescription, and I get the tooth filled. I mean, the prescription filled, and I popped the pills. Like, I popped that pain pill in right away, and I took the antibiotics, and behold, within about 15 minutes, the pain subsided, and I was like, oh God, it's crazy. But the tooth is still super sensitive. Like, and I gotta take them pain pills. If I don't take that ibuprofen, that pain it comes back. But it lasts. It lasts. I'm saying it lasts about 6 hours, 5.5, 6 hours in between pain episodes. But I think that if I keep taking the antibiotics, maybe it'll stop hurting because that was oh my God, it's still painful and it's still sore to the touch. Like when I was brushing my teeth this morning, I can't really touch that side of my mouth with that tooth. It's just one tooth. It's amazing how one tooth it affects everything. Like it changes it. So there's a verse in the Bible where it talks about we're all members of the church, just like the body. There's members of the body, and you can't say that the eye don't need the ear or the ear. Everything has its purpose, and so I don't know why that just kind of made me connect that this one tooth is affecting my whole body, and it's affecting my mental, and it's like this is how I'm telling you this is. You don't really think about stuff like this. But anyways, on a different note, I'm going on a podcast, and I'm going to show you I'm actually going to put the intro that they sent me that they're going to do. It's going to be Sunday. That's the 8th, Sunday the 8th at 8 o'clock Eastern. plane. Look, want to see out the window? Look at that. Right? It's a podcast, and I think it's live. But I'm gonna do some editing this morning, right? I'm gonna include a couple things, right? And I think it'll be interesting, man. But I talked to him on the phone yesterday, and we were having like a pre-interview thing, and I was real impressed with them. I was real impressed with their platform and the panel that I'm going to be talking to. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. So please join us on that day and check it out, man, because it's going to be an open forum. So like I'm not going to be. They're going to be asking me questions, and I'm going to be giving direct answers. So, and I'm still working on the live stream here. I think I got to get some better equipment, and maybe when I make that move to Cincinnati, that'll help. Actually, I know it will. So, I'm telling you, big things are coming. Big things are coming, and I can't really reveal why I'm moving to Cincinnati. Not quite yet. All the details are not quite figured out. We're right now we're crossing our T's and we're dotting our I's, and we're getting closer and closer to me being able to reveal to you what's going on. But I promise you, if you know me, like you know how I feel about this position here, this job here, it had to be a great offer for me to leave this comfort, right? I mean, like I'm stable here, and for me to say, okay, I'm coming, believe me when I tell you that it's and because it's God, man. God does not do anything not amazing. You know what I'm saying? Everything that He does is amazing, and so when He lines things up and He opens these doors and you walk through them, you're like, wow, it's just amazing. So with that, I'm gonna get out of here this morning. You know what I gotta say? Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. Peace. One love.